Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, classmates. So, today I will discuss about the methods and techniques of guidance. So, when a teacher or when a parent is trying to help a child or a student, they want to understand them really well. They look at the different parts of their life to get a good idea of who they are and what they really need. So, here are some things that they need to focus on and how they find out about them, which includes the general information, health, achievement, aptitudes, personal adjustments, interest, plans for the future, and their family background. So, here are the techniques for gathering information about these areas, which includes the first one is the administrative records. So these contain the facts about each student's background, health, and school history. So these are the official documents kept by the school about each student. They also include things like where the student is from, their health records, and their past experiences in their old school. The next one is the informal teacher reports. So it can supply helpful guidance information gathered from observation. So these are the notes that teachers write based on what they see and notice about the students in or during a classroom discussion. So it helps the teachers or the parents to understand how a student behaves and learns in a classroom or in a classroom setting. The next one is interviews. Interviews with students and parents, which enrich information gathered from other sources. So this means that they talk directly to the students and their parents to learn more about them. By asking questions and having conversations, they can understand their needs and concerns easily. The next one, the fourth one, is autobiographies. It can be required or it is required of intermediate pupils and above. So this means older students might be asked to write about themselves, their experiences or their past experiences and their goals in life. So um this help this helps them to reflect on their own lives and gives valuable insights to the helpers or to the teachers. The next one is the use of standardized tests reveal. This reveals the aptitude and the other characteristics which can serve as guide in improving the instructional program. Meaning to say, these are tests that are the same for everyone and are used to measure things like the skills of the students and their talents and their abilities. So the teachers can give a clear picture of what a student is good at or in what part or what skills they are good at and where they might need help. So the next one, number 6, is conducting a survey. It is the use of questionnaire which can cover a wide area of research and a quiet number of respondents. So this involves asking many people the same questions or this asking many students the same questions to gather information. It's a way to get a broad understanding or a clear picture or broad understanding of what many people think or feel about something or a certain topic. The next one is the observation. It is conducted by the teacher and the counselor in and out of the classroom, meaning to say, the teachers and the guidance counselors watch the students in different situations, both in and out of the classroom. So they can learn a lot by paying attention to the students' behavior or on how they interact with other students. The next one is anecdotal record. It is prepared by the teacher on significant incident or event that happened to the student in school. So these are the notes that the teacher write about important things or events in the life of the students inside the school. So it could be something like a big achievement or excellence or a problem they encountered in the school. So these are the records that help a teacher to track the students' progress and experiences inside and outside the school. So the next one is the case study. It is the most comprehensive and thorough technique of gathering information about a person with a serious problem, a person or a student with a serious behavioral problem. So it means it is a detailed examination of a student's life and situation, especially if they have a serious behavioral problem or serious problem that they encounter in their life. So it involves looking closely at all aspects of their life to understand how to help them better or how can the teacher improve the behavior of the student. The next one is the case conference. It is a cooperative conference devoted to the intensive study of an individual. So, meaning to say, it is a meeting where different people come together to talk about a student or one's or one's situation in depth. So it's a way for everyone to get involved, to share their perspective and comment about a student or about something to come up with a better plan or to support the student. So those are the techniques for gathering information. Now let us proceed to the role of the teacher in guidance according to Lee and Palom. The first one is to know each student. Of course, this means that the teacher should make an effort to learn about each student individuality or to know each student's behavior. The next one is to understand each student. It is important for a teacher to understand or to not only know about the students but also understand them. The teacher should understand every student. This involves being aware of their feelings, motivations, and challenges that they encounter in life or they might encounter in their life. The next one is empathize with each student. So teachers should try to see things from the perspective of their student and show compassion towards them. And next one, be warm to each other. So the teacher should create a a friendly and welcoming environment for the students or inside the classroom. The teachers must be or should be approachable and kind towards each student. The next one is accept each student completely. So every student has a unique feature, every student is unique, and the teacher should accept them for who they are without judging them. So this includes that the teacher must accept the strengths and weaknesses and differences of every student. The next one is to establish a friendly, permissive classroom climate. So the classroom environment should be one where students feel comfortable expressing themselves and taking risks without the fear of judgment or punishment. The next one is to give each student the freedom both to be and to become. So this means that the teacher should allow the students the freedom to explore their interests and express themselves both academically and personally to foster a positive environment. The next one is to utilize discipline to help each student grow and develop. So there are three aspects of discipline. The first one is prophylactic, the next one is remedial, and the third one is punitive. So the first one, prophylactic, consists in the establishment of classroom conditions in which the pupil is assisted to self-actualization. Meaning to say, the teacher should create an environment where the students feel supported and encouraged to be their true selves, to become the better version of themselves, to help them grow and develop positively. The next one is the remedial discipline. It means that the teacher should help students when they're struggling or facing challenges in their life. So it's like offering extra support or guidance to overcome the weakness and to improve strengths in every student. The next one is the punitive discipline. Um, this includes the functions intended forcibly to induce the student to modify his behavior. Meaning to say, this is when consequences are used to correct the wrong behavior of the student. It's like using punishment to make students change their behaviors into something good. While it's important to address misbehavior, punitive discipline should be used carefully and with the goal of teaching students how to make better choices in their lives. Now let us proceed to number 9, which is to make each student lesson learner centered. Meaning to say, this means that the teacher should design lessons with the student in mind, and the teacher should focus on what they need to learn and how they learn best, or how to improve the teaching learning process. The next one is to plan lessons jointly with students. So the teachers and the students must work together to plan what will be taught in the classroom. The next one is to be alert to guidance opening during the course of the lesson. Alright, let's move to number 11. Be alert to guidance opening during the course of the lesson. So the teacher should be aware of the moments during the lesson where guidance or support might be needed. Number 12 is to foster the development of positive attitude. So the teachers should encourage students to have a positive outlook on education or in the life in general. This can help students feel more confident and motivated to succeed in life. The next one is to assist each student to improve his or her study. So the teachers need to help students develop good study habits like effective time management, organization, and concentration skills. The next one is individualized teaching or adjust lessons activities to individual differences. The teachers must recognize that every student is unique and have different learning needs and have different learning styles. They should adjust their teaching methods and activities to cater these differences. They need to ensure that every student has the opportunity to learn and succeed. The next one is to utilize group techniques. The teachers need to integrate or incorporate group activities into their lessons to encourage collaboration skills, communication, and teamwork among the students. This can enhance or improve their learning and social skills. The last one is to serve as a model. The teachers lead by example. They should demonstrate positive behaviors, attitudes, and values for their students to emulate. They should act as a role model both academically and socially. They need to inspire students to strive for excellence. Now let us proceed to the kinds of teacher-parent conference. The first one is the direct contact and indirect contact. The second one is the schedules conference and unscheduled conference. The third one is the in-school contact. Let us first discuss the direct contact and indirect contact. Indirect contact is when the teacher and the parent conducts interviews face to face, while indirect contact includes the child as the intermediary to written or the teacher and the parent talks using telephone conversation. Let us proceed to the next one, the scheduled conference and unscheduled conference. So, scheduled conference are planned meetings between the teacher and the parent at a set time, often involving all parents at once. Whereas unscheduled conferences happen spontaneously or through invitations, like when a parent visits the school without a prior agreement. The last one is the in-school contact. In-school contact involves different activities within the school setting, such as committee meetings, parent teacher gatherings, or special events like programs and general assemblies where parents are invited to participate. Alright, let us move to the guidance and discipline. What is a guidance? Guidance is to help one student to adjust abilities, interests, and needs of the society. And whereas discipline is instructing the child in ethical principles. So, discipline is like teaching children about what is right and wrong, and how to make good decisions, and how they can behave accordingly. It's about setting rules and boundaries for their behavior. At first, discipline often involves parents or teachers enforcing these rules externally. The aim of this is for children to learn and understand these principles so well that they can regulate their own behavior without needing external control. Now let us proceed to classification of child rearing practices. So, child rearing practices are various parents or teachers or various ways parents or teachers raise and nurture children to help them grow into healthy and well adjusted individuals. So there are four classification of child rearing practices. The first one is the authoritarian, the second one is permissive, the third one is ambivalent, and the fourth one is the role modeling. First, let us discuss about the authoritarian child rearing practice. So, authoritarian views the child as a mini adult which sets unrealistic expectations and goals for the child. So, this involves treating the child like a small adult and setting strict rules and high expectations. The parents and teachers often use punishment or manipulation to enforce obedience, which can hinder the child's understanding of values and morals, which includes the authoritarian teachers, parents undermine values education because they criticize and find fault, shame, belittle, and tease negatively. And they also nag and complain, believing only in their own opinion. And they treat the child or the student with annoyance and impatience. They also communicate with anger, sarcasm, shouts, screams, and a condescending tone without explanations or reasoning. The next one is they dominate, impose, they pressure, they demand, and they are overbearing. They also threaten, intimidate the student or the child, they punish, they reward, or they also bribe frequently. They also provoke and antagonize. They establish overly rigid rules and limitations. They also may spank or use other corporal punishment. So, these negative parenting practices can have long-lasting negative effects on child's emotional well-being, self-esteem, and behavior. So, positive and supportive parenting strategies such as clear communication, setting reasonable boundaries, and providing love and encouragement, are generally more effective in fostering healthy child development. Let us move to the next child rearing practice, which is permissive. Permissive parenting allows the child to grow through situations too difficult for him to cope with no guidance and control. Permissive parenting can hinder a child's education in values because it doesn't teach them important lessons about responsibility, self control, and consideration for others. Instead, it can lead to entitlement and a lack of respect of rules and boundaries. So, this includes the overindulge, spoil, pamper. Also, they give immediate gratification and let the child have his own way. Also, they are overprotective and shield from work and responsibilities. They also encourage dependency behavior by doing for the child what he or she can do for himself. The last one is they avoid conflicts. They ignore the child or the student and let things pass without teaching or guiding them. Now let us proceed to the third parenting style, which is the ambivalent style. So ambivalent style occurs when opposite or conflicting values exist in the parent or teacher himself. Also, when consistency in good child rearing practices begin to demand daily heroic effort of the parent or teacher. Also, one set of moral values in followed in contrast with the other. And the last one is the parental moral values do not coincide with the values of other authority figures of persons who influence the child. Ambivalent parenting or teaching style happens when there's inconsistency or uncertainty in how parents or teachers handle things. So, in simple terms, ambivalent parenting or teaching happens when adults are unsure or inconsistent about what they want or how they want to raise or teach kids or students, which can lead to confusion and mixed messages for the child or the student. Now let us proceed to the last practice, which is the role modeling. What is a role modeling? Role is Role modeling is the part assumed by anyone, and modeling is the part of one who acts as a standard of imitation. So it requires sensitivity and demands the practice of virtues to worthy of imitation. Role modeling for parents or teachers means being a good example for the children and for the student to follow. It's about knowing how to behave and what to say or do in different situations when interacting with children or student. This helps the children or the student learn and become their best selves. So to be a good role model, the teacher or the parent need to be aware of their actions and words, and they should practice good qualities like kindness, honesty, and patience. Lastly, being a good role model requires being sensitive to children's needs and showing them the right way to act through their own actions and behaviors. So, so that's all for today. Thank you for listening and thank you for watching.